What is going on, my Super Sandwiches? Rhymestyle here along with Kwame and Toasty, and today we're going to be discussing the power level of Demigra and how powerful he is compared to the previous villains in the series. So basically, to those who have no clue who Demigra is, and by now it's not really a spoiler if you haven't played through the Xenoverse or beaten it yet, Demigra is kind of like the demon god in that universe, I guess, and he kind of messes with the time and stuff, and he takes over people's brains. And he is basically like the main villain of that game. And the question is how powerful is he actually? Because we see him basically take over a lot of the most powerful villains throughout the series, except for one, which we'll discuss later. But he does have a power that's strong enough to mind control pretty much anyone in that universe. So how strong is he actually? Like, if it wasn't for his mind control power, would he be a strong villain to go up against? So, Toasty, what do you think? Like, how powerful do you think Demigra actually is?
Well, I mean, we never really got a good power reading on how strong our created character was supposed to be in game or anything like that, and we don't really know how strong he's supposed to be because, you know, he does have a big form that's his second form. So I would assume that he's very, very powerful. Probably. I don't even know because our character can only go Super Saiyan 2, but I doubt that they're really going to be like going by that sort of level, like, oh yeah, Super Saiyan 3 can defeat this or anything like that. Because if Goku was able to go Super Saiyan 3 against Demigra, or Demigra, and he didn't do it, if he could, would he be able to defeat him? If he is around the level of Majin Buu, but he could just control whoever he really wants to, like, that would be something else. Because, you know, I really wonder if you need to be, if he's like Shenron and where he cannot control anything that is like more powerful than he is, or anything like that, because he couldn't control Beerus. That's something that we know. Beerus was immune to his power, so I guess that he cannot control anything that's more tough than he is. So I guess I could say that he is between Kid Buu and Beerus, which is a huge gap. But I would say that he's probably in the middle of those two.
Gap.
That's a really huge gap. God Ki versus kind of Kid Buu, which is not God Ki, so. Yeah, that's a huge gap, but I mean, that's pretty much the easiest way I could probably graph him. So I guess more powerful than Ultimate Gohan, maybe, and I guess that could be a good place to where he probably would be.
I actually have a funny theory on his power, which I'll tell you in a second. But Kwame, you go next. Kwame, what do you think?
Well, Dino, the thing is that when you look at Demigra, I was actually going to say something similar to Toasty. He'd obviously be between Buu and Beerus, but that's such an enormous gap that it's not really good to scale. So I kind of simplified it because from what I remember in the story mode, and guys, I actually have finished the story mode, I just have had some rendering issues with the actual uploads. But what I've noticed is that took place when we really didn't see, with the Goku who came to assist, he wasn't really in the Super Saiyan God form. So that kind of leads me to personally believe that Beerus, when he was possessed, wink wink, by Demigra, that he was kind of holding back. So I would say that he's probably weaker than than maybe I'd go all the way to say he's weaker than a Super Saiyan God Goku or a Beerus, or definitely a Whis. But at the same exact time, I think that he's probably stronger than all of the Majin Buu forms for sure. Probably stronger than Super Saiyan 3 Goku, and we all know the reason the characters can only go Super Saiyan 2 is because the game kind of designed it that way. Because if you look at it, the Majin Buu, the other characters that you can choose, all of that, I mean, it's so you can't really scale it properly, because really, if you're really good at the game, you can kick anybody's ass. So that's kind of how I look at it. I look at it in a way where he's stronger than all the Buu characters, but definitely weaker than the gods, and obviously he'd be weaker than Fukatsu no Frieza.
So I'm actually on the complete opposite end from both of you guys. I think he's slightly stronger than Dabura. What?
That really how does that connect with you though?
Okay, well, here's the reason why. Well, I think he's stronger than Mira, and Mira is stronger than Dabura, so probably in that range, but definitely weaker than Buu. But the thing is the thing that Demigra has on his end, or I guess his advantage, is the fact that he can take people over, so no one can really fight him. He was just kind of there, and I mean, even Kwame just kind of mentioned it. Your character only goes to Super Saiyan 2, and on top of that, when Goku assists you, he's not Super Saiyan God. And Beerus, like, when Beerus was attempted to get taken over, it was just like, it's not happening. So I think that Demigra is actually kind of a joke, and he's far from the strength of Kid Buu, far from the strength of Beerus, definitely, and far from the strength from like all like the main villains. But I think he's definitely stronger than Dabura, somewhere around there. Well, I guess not really the main villains because Dabura was stronger than Frieza and probably Cell, right, Quaman?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I have him ranked somewhere above Dabura, stronger than Demigra, somewhere around there. And then for his final form, I'd probably say somewhere about maybe like a 5x, 10x boost that gives a little more power. But it just that form just seems to be so sluggish. It's not really built for combat. And I don't think that if he even transformed into that form, was to fight Super Saiyan 3 Goku or something like that, Goku would have a problem defeating him. So yeah, I actually think that Demigra is actually far weaker than we all think. It's just the fact that he has the ability to just take your mind over and kind of make you do his bidding. On top of that, he was trapped in the time crack, so you could never actually fight the real Demigra the whole time. It was all kind of like that little like clone that he sent out, or I guess like fake hologram or whatever. So that's what I think. What do you guys think about that? Is that too ridiculous, or what are your thoughts on that one, Kwame?
I think you make a really good point. The only problem I feel with that is that if you look at the whole story mode, the fact that our customized character was able to basically go through and wipe out all those characters who were stronger than Dabura, when you get to the point where you see Demigra, especially when he was going into like his true form or whatever, it seemed like saying that he was as strong as Dabura would be a little bit of a stretch, considering like you remember that cutscene where you like required all the power of your friends to like stop the Demigra and all of that. So that's why I was thinking that Demigra would definitely be strong on the Buu characters. But I think you make a really good point in saying that he's kind of like a Bobbity on steroids in a weird way, if you can kind of translate that, because he's kind of like a stronger version of a guy who can just like possess people and kind of do their stuff. Because you remember when we took out Mira in the story mode, I mean, we just killed, well, actually he didn't technically die, but but like
okay.
when you took out Mira, I mean, Mira was, we would assume, was really, really powerful, and we just wiped him out like that. So, and that was before we even got to the end of the story, like when we were like halfway. So I would think that if Mira is someone in the realm of Demigra, he shouldn't be that tough. So you made a really good point and convinced me that he's maybe not as much as everybody says he is.
Toasty, do you think I'm on crack, or are you gonna still stick to your story?
No, that's not it. It was just me thinking that he probably worked in a similar way to Shenron. Obviously, because in the story mode when he tried to take over Beerus, it didn't work. He was just not able to do it, and Beerus was treating him like a toy and was just pretending to be taken over by his magic. But I guess that you could just try and say that God Ki isn't affected by Demigra, so since he's that weak. So I guess that it's possible that he's around Dabura, and I guess that makes a lot of sense. The only thing that I could see people saying that would combat that, would they probably say, oh, what if this is the one Goku after Battle of Gods without the need of Super Saiyan, because so far we haven't seen Goku use a Super Saiyan form in the new movie. So a lot of people probably would try and say that, what if it's that Goku or something like that, but nah, I sincerely doubt it. I think that's just the Majin Buu saga Goku, or at least somewhere equivalent to that.
That's actually another good question. Like, which Goku like helps us? I don't know.
Yeah,
but,
I mean, I don't think it's the one after Battle of the Gods.
I honestly don't think either. But what I will say is, this is definitely one of those discussions that's really open for opinions, I guess. So anybody that's watching this video, let us know your thoughts. Do you think Demigra is stronger than Buu? Do you think he's way weaker? Do you think he's around the realm with Demigra? I mean, not Demigra, Dabura. Do you think he's in the realm of the farmer from the Saiyan saga? I don't know. Like, let us know your thoughts on how strong you think Demigra actually is, and let's have a fun Dragon Ball Z discussion. But other than that, do you guys have any last things that you want to say in the video?
I got one last thing to say, but I'll save it for the very end.
No, you can do it now. It's fine.
Please remember,
Oh God,
to rate, comment, and subscribe to everyone in the video, but most importantly, over everything else, please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, as I always say, to have a great day, guys.
and if you made it past Kwame's song, hashtag Kwame's song in the comment section below.
We need to get him to sing the national anthem at the next Super Bowl. This is ridiculous.
Let's get a petition for that. But thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.